Only someone as retarded as Patrick himself would consider him the best character, but I guess you would fit that description, wouldn't you, soldier?
Fuck you. Patrick is the best character, and his simple-mindedness enables for comedy and the occasional plot twist. Plus, he isn't nearly as dumb as you think.
He literally lives under a rock, and his most famous attribute is not knowing anything and being slow to grasp new things.
Yes, but every character has their flaws. He is one of the funniest characters by far, and that is specifically because of his ignorance. Plus, simplicity is beauty, ignorance is bliss. You remember the episode where he became smart, and his happiness faded away as fast as his ignorance.
I'm not saying that Patrick is a bad character, but seeing him as the best is simply ridiculous. SpongeBob is literally the protagonist, and he is also the most amusing. The show is named after him, and he gets into far more comedic situations than Patrick.
You basic bitch. Of course you would. You are such a basic bitch. What's next? You're gonna say your favorite person to play in Mario Kart is Mario, and you call me retarded.
Why the fuck are you guys yelling? I was working with Medic to create a dispenser that is inside of your body and heals you from within. And we can't work on it with you idiots screaming like the little shit stains that y'all are.
We are discussing which resident Bikini Bottom is the best.
This potato thinks it's SpongeBob, the most basic bitch answer.
This doll thinks it's Patrick, literally the most stupid character.
You are both wrong, and you are both stupid. Clearly the best character's Plankton.
What?
He is a brilliant scientist who invents many things. I can respect an innovator like him. Plus, his voice is sexy.
Yeah, but he is fucking evil.
Not only that, but his so-called intelligence is not enough to grant him business or even steal the secret formula.
You mouth-breathing dopes. Plankton has gotten very close many times. And Mr. Krabs is a paranoid and greedy asshole who guards the formula by shoving it up his ass or some shit. Engineer, surely you can see and appreciate Plankton as an innovator and scientist, unlike these mere simpletons. Plankton may be smart, but it's clear that the most brilliant mind in the Seven Seas is Sandy Cheeks. Unlike Plankton, Sandy's inventions actually help others, and she is even commissioned by apes to do research and develop new technology. Plankton's inventions merely harm. You only like Sandy because she's from Texas.
Plus, both Plankton and Sandy cause problems. At least Plankton does it on purpose, but Sandy wreaks havoc amongst the residents of Bikini Bottom.
What the fuck are you talking about? What character doesn't do that shit? Plus, even when she does, she always fixes the issue, or at least tries to. Plankton just ends the episode either being flung back to the chum bucket or being flattened under someone's shoe. He suffers every day. All of his plans are thwarted. Yet he trudges on to the next day, never giving up and always coming back. You have to admire that kind of determination. Plus, he is funny too. Sandy is funny and not a prick. The only thing funny about Plankton, besides his first name, is how hard he fails.
Patrick is funnier than both of them, and you call him dumb. Patrick is the most humorous character, even more so than the so-called genius. Who really is the dumb one?
You are, soldier. He isn't funny because of comedic genius Buzzcut. He's funny because of his retardation at his own expense. It's like being laughed at and thinking you are a comedian. SpongeBob is actually good at making jokes on purpose. He was even a comedian at the Krusty Krab.
What the fuck are you seppos arguing about? I'm trying to enjoy a nice cup of tea. These plebs like the dumb characters from SpongeBob instead of the actually intelligent Sandy Cheeks. Not as intelligent as Plankton, though. Also, I'm not a seppo, Ned Kelly. All of you are fools. The best character is Squidward Tentacles, without any doubt. He's the only relatable fucker on the show. The only one that accurately depicts what it's like to go through the grind of life in an unfulfilling job. He's only relatable if you're a depressed incel who is a closeted homosexual. Yeah, because clearly you have to be a homosexual to be depressed and hate your job, right? You know, I thought Yanks were supposed to be progressive and accepting. Fuck you, I am not a Yankee. Plus, I am not saying being a homosexual is bad, but Squidward's frustrations come from a lack of self-acceptance and his conflicted feelings both sexually and generally.
It's not that. It's that he's a fox-sniffing asshole who thinks he is better than everyone else with nothing to show for it. He's a sad and pathetic asshole who is good at nothing, so he must tear others down.
Have you considered that Squidward's misery is not internal but external?
Have you considered that part of the reason he is miserable is because he lives next to two dipshit neighbors who constantly fuck with him and piss him off? His situation is comparable to how I feel whenever I have to deal with your guys' bullshit non-stop.
Patrick and SpongeBob do not intentionally fuck with Squidward. They are just trying to be friends.
From their perspective. But Squidward clearly communicates to them that he is not interested and he wants them to fuck off. They break personal boundaries regularly, and are stupid to even realize what they have done. Patrick is obviously retarded, but SpongeBob is just a narcissistic prick who only thinks of himself. That is simply not true. SpongeBob is an empath and cares deeply about his friends. How many times has he tried to fix a situation for his friend's benefit? SpongeBob isn't perfect, but he definitely is pure of heart. Think of the time where SpongeBob saved Squidward's marching band and allowed him to own Squilliam.
See, and that's why SpongeBob is the best character? Well put.
Sandy is all those things, but she's not a dumbass. Sandy has pride, but she always swallows it to help her friends. You got me there. Maybe SpongeBob is a narcissist, but that does mean he is a dumbass turbo artist who cannot read social cues, and that makes him practically as dumb as Patrick. Plus, Squidward is truly intelligent. In the movie, he was the only one to catch on to Plankton's plansy. He may not be a scientist or inventor, but he is a well-informed and cultured individual.
Yet that still didn't save him. He just thinks he is more intelligent with having nothing to show for it. He only is enough to act like a smug brick.
Plus, he is a massive prick. He isn't even a good guy. At least Plankton accepts what he is and doesn't just publicly complain about everything and wallow in self-pity. He complains and curses his condition on a daily basis inside of the chum bucket to his wife, Karen. He literally complains non-stop and lays in a puddle of his own tears. He is probably worse than Squidward in that regard. At least Squidward has hobbies like music and art. Yes, but that's what computer wives are for. Wives are supposed to comfort and provide emotional support to their husbands.
Yet Plankton doesn't do the same for her. He even cheats on her in one episode and literally turns her off when it's convenient for him. He is a shit businessman, a shit husband, and a shit person.
We just got back from drinking and walking around in the dark, only to hear all of your sorry asses fighting over probably something stupid.
Why are you guys yelling like special needs kids?
These plebs think the shitty SpongeBob characters are the best ones. That's what you guys are arguing about at this time. You guys are all getting heated and yelling like babies because of a cartoon for kids that hasn't even been good for almost a decade.
Yeah!
Well, why didn't you say so? Obviously, the best character is Karen, Plankton's computer wife. Are you serious? She is practically a side character that rarely appears. That's because she is clearly too good. She is special. She can't be in every episode. Plus, she is the funniest character and the only one who isn't a complete prick about it.
She is an asshole about it, though, bro. She made fun of Plankton's first name, Sheldon, in front of all of his cousins. Plus, she is still a dick to Plankton and criticizes him harshly. Imagine if she was your wife. She'd constantly nag you about your drinking like your mom does.
Plankton needs to hear it. He fails all the time. And though Karen's criticisms are sometimes harsh, they are the truth and come from a good place. Plus, Plankton treats Karen like shit too.
What he said. Did I remind you all that he tried to cheat on his wife with her Krabs' mom?
Exactly. Karen is a saint compared to Plankton, and despite all this abuse, she still does her best to support Plankton in his plans. Plankton may have book smarts, but Karen is clearly the wise one.
Nemo, I think you made some good points. But you seem to miss the fact that her wisdom and Plankton's ambition and smarts fail every time. That is because Mr. Krabs is always one step ahead of them. Mr. Krabs is clearly the best character.
Wait a second, Commie. While I agree with you on why Mr. Krabs is based, he's the second best character. How the fuck does a commie like you like the greedy capitalist? Shouldn't you hate him?
For fuck's sake, soldier! I am from the Soviet Union, but I hate communism. Also, I am a millionaire working as a mercenary for a private trillion-dollar multinational corporation. How the fuck would I be working for Menko if I was a communist? Also, it's a fucking kid's cartoon.
Soldier may be retarded, but he does have a few good points. How can you like someone so cheap and greedy? He isn't above stealing from people poorer than him. He's a cheapskate who screws over others for his own benefit. He will lie and manipulate to get his way. But Plankton is an evil asshole whose main goal is to steal from Mr. Krabs and profit off of that. How can you criticize Mr. Krabs for that? Plankton isn't a liar about it. True. Plankton will use deception, but Mr. Krabs is well aware of what Plankton is doing, and Plankton is pretty honest about it. He never denies it and regularly states it openly. Plankton may not be a good guy, but he at least isn't a liar.
But Mr. Krabs is good-natured at heart. He is frugal because he runs a business, and he is not stupid. You need to be careful with money to run a successful business. He is self-employed and lives in a small town. He can't afford to waste money since there will be no bailouts. He regularly teaches SpongeBob and sometimes even Patrick important life lessons. The wisdom of an old man spreading to the youth. Remember the Hoots episode?
That doesn't change the fact that he steals from and manipulates his own employees for his own gain. He knows SpongeBob is naive, and he takes advantage of it.
Mr. Krabs is a heavily flawed character, but he is a truly good person at heart. He may sometimes manipulate SpongeBob and Squidward, but keep in mind he pays both of them enough to have their own house and land. They are not impoverished. Plus, in the end, he chooses the welfare of his employees. He got SpongeBob back from the John Bucket. He even negotiated with Squidward when he went on strike.
Of course you would mention that, you commie.
Don't forget that he sold SpongeBob for a few cents, and he sold his own soul to SpongeBob after he missed a payday. He is the epitome of a greedy, no-good, rat bastard piece of shit motherfucker cunt.
He may be a rich cheapskate, but him selling his soul is just further evidence of his selflessness. He served in the Navy for years and is tough as nails. Even in his old age, he could still beat most people's asses. Plus, how can someone who sacrificed a civilian and comfortable life for the military be selfish? He proudly served his country, and anyone who does that is worthy of praise.
Gentlemen, I see you are arguing about that kid's cartoon SpongeBob. Spy, who is your favorite character?
I bet it's someone stupid like Gary.
Actually, that is your mother's favorite character. Though we did not watch it in our free time, we would put it on for Scout and I saw enough. It's Patchy the Pirate and his parrot party. But he never shows up except on specials. Yes, and that's why he's also special. He is the only fucking character that is an actual human, and he isn't completely obnoxious as about it. Plus, pirates are cool. His parrot is funnier than any other character on the show.
This is what we get for asking a boomer.
But he never shows up except on specials. Because I have a good memory, you prick. Plus, when he was on the screen, I'd actually stick around and watch it. He made it worth it.
Scout!
Scout! Definitely Scout!
Scout was saying how he hated Gary and wanted Spud to fry him in butter with some salt.
Which I of course said no and asked him how he could consider such a disgusting thing.
Well, fuck you guys. Now look, buddy, I promise I didn't say those things. I love Gary.